Digital Romance TV.
Hello, dear friends at Digital Romance. This is Allana Pratt, your intimacy expert, and I was just thinking, it's been a couple years now where I've had the pleasure of being an expert on this incredible channel, and I love your questions, and I love the spunk, the sass, and the vulnerability with which you ask me questions. It really moves me. And this one's kind of a logistical one, and yet it has a lot of depth to it. So you say, Allana, how do you feel about long-distance relationships? I mean, I don't mean across the country. I mean like across the world, internationally. Are they worth it in the end? Fabulous question. One, because my cousin David fell in love with a woman in Australia, and I'm originally from Canada. And we're like, yeah, that's not going to work. Oh no, they're married, kids, the whole thing, totally happy, right? So it's completely possible. But the other thing I want you to recognize is a little bit of like a vulnerable story from me. Before I became at peace that my picker wasn't so great when I chose my son's father, great for a son's father, just not great for a partner for me, was divorced within a year. I was so embarrassed that I'd done such a not good job of who I had picked, and that he was still, 10 years later, still not being very nice to me. I was so embarrassed by that I would date somebody. Where do you live? London? Perfect. Texas? That's far enough, right? Like far away, have these amazing romantic weekends, and then I'd come back to my life and feel kind of alone and unsupported and a victim. But that was better than saying, yeah, look who's in the closet. I couldn't do it until recently when I grew and evolved and healed the shame and saw that, wow, to a gentleman, this situation could mean he could be my hero. To this situation, I could be, humble, and he would think, wow, she's so confident and so humble. What a wonderful combination. I saw it not as a weakness, but as a strength. And as a result, now I'm dating people that literally live in the town that I live in Los Angeles. So I'm willing to let them get close. So my question for you is, are you dating internationally? Because it's just easier not to have to be intimate, to risk rejection, to have the fantasy and the texts and the emails, but actually, like, do they leave the toilet seat up? I don't know if you're a woman, or if you're a man, like, is there makeup all over the bathroom driving you bonkers? Like these little things that bug us when we actually get face to face, heart to heart, body to body. Hello, Muffin. Yes. Sorry, she's a little bit on camera there. Maybe it's time to start telling the truth. Is that really what you're afraid of? That level of vulnerability and intimacy that if you actually had somebody in your backyard, you'd have to face. If that's not the issue, then I would be open to what's possible with somebody across the town, the country, the world. And yet I want you to be really clear, like, what are your values aligned? Do you actually have the time, energy, and money to cultivate this across the world to make it work? Do you want the same things? Do you have a deal in place that after 6 months of this, or 3 months of this, we're going to meet and make a decision to one of us is going to move, or we're going to create a real plan that every 2 weeks one of us sees each other. Like, you're really that committed? Because if you are, we've got something to work with here. But if you're not, then I encourage you to be a little more bold and courageous and let go of fantasy and get down to the realities and the nuts and bolts of somebody that you actually can call up in 5 minutes and say, hey, I'll meet you down at the local coffee shop or bar. Let's grab a drink. I'd love to see you, and be willing to go for it. Okay. So I'm not sure if you're a man or a woman asking this question, but allanapratt.com, a great place to go, especially for the ladies, for all of my different books and DVDs, or even scheduling a strategy session. If this is a pattern for you, and you know you're the only one in common, like I was, right? It's time to deal with that. And gentlemen, my site, gethertosayyes.com, is for gentlemen that wonderful report, complimentary report that you can download, and also some great products like Scoring a Relationship, how once you are actually in a relationship with a woman, how do you take a gift and turn it into an experience that she'll never forget? These are some of the products that I have available to support them. All right, until next time on Digital Romance TV, so good to be with you, and looking forward to answering your next question. All my love.
If you've got a cell phone in your pocket or purse right now, then you've got everything you need to create incredible romance and passion with the man or woman in your life at the push of a button. Go to digitalromance.tv/TRB to see Michael Fiore make an entire audience of women in the Rachel Ray Show swoon, and learn how to use tiny little text messages to have the relationship of your dreams.